Welcome everyone. I acknowledge that I am hosting a webinar from the lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all are on this evening, and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander participating in this webinar. I would also like to pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be here today. My name's Vivica Pedersen, and I'm from the State Office of Neighbourhood Watch Victoria. For those who don't know us, we're a community-based crime prevention program which aims to improve the quality of life within neighbourhoods by minimising preventable crime and promoting closer community ties. And the program relies on community and the police working together in a partnership to achieve these aims. This session is a part of the Building Community Together project on which Jubilee is working with us. We work with developers like Lotus Living, communities and estates to help neighbours connect with each other, look out for one another and care for their environment and neighbourhood. So in this session, we're going to be focusing on different things like health and sport and fitness and how to be a better you, I guess. Now, just a little bit of housekeeping. Just remain muted unless you're speaking. There will be 3 speakers this evening and we'll take questions after all 3 have spoken. If you have a question, post it in the chat or use the raise hand button in the controls at the bottom of your screen. So I'll move on to introducing our first speaker. Josie Piazza is a Senior Youth Services Officer at Windham City Council with the Youth Services team. She's worked in the mental health sector for almost 15 years before moving to youth services. During her time in the mental health sector, Josie has worked with people that were experiencing homelessness, family violence, drugs and alcohol, and of course, mental health issues. Please welcome Josie. Josie?
Cool, thanks very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So thanks very much, Vivica. So today I'll just be doing a bit of a talk about some health and wellbeing. So I'm going to share my screen with everyone. And fingers crossed it works. So can everyone see that?
Beautiful.
Perfect. Okay. So as Vivica said, so my name's Josie and I work at Windham City Council, and so I'm a youth services operator, and so I've been with Windham for a few months now. But yeah, I've got a large background, or I've got a big background in mental health. So one of my passions is definitely around health and wellness. So firstly, I'll do my own acknowledgement to countries. As we gather today, we acknowledge the traditional custodians on which Windham City Council sits and on which we are meeting. We pay our respects to the elders past and present and future, and for they hold the memories, traditions, cultures, knowledge and the hopes of Aboriginal Australia. We must remember that beneath this building, this is land, was and always will be Aboriginal land. So what is good mental health? So essentially, good mental health is more than just the absence of mental illness. So I think sometimes, when we speak about mental illness or mental health, a lot of people do mistake mental health as being unwell and having, different mental illnesses. It's actually, good mental health is more than that. It's around, your own state of well-being, and it's around you feeling well and feeling good and being able to function in the world. So good mental health is when you can generally, so cope with your normal stresses of life, work productively. So that also means, school, not just your workspace, schooling, even your day-to-day things like cooking, cleaning, etc. Contributing to the community, making friends, sharing with your neighbours, talking with your neighbours, and feeling happiness, love, joy, compassion, and generally being satisfied with life. You might also have a sense of spiritual well-being, a sense of meaning or purpose, and feeling of peace. So we all have our day-to-day challenges that we face. People with good mental health generally are more able to cope with the ups and downs that we're generally faced with. Oops, I'll get this eventually. There we go. Okay, so how can we maintain good mental health? So this is the question that we all want the answer to, isn't it? So maintaining good routine, exercising regularly and being healthy, and developing gratitude. So for me, I'm all about routine. So waking up the same time every day, showering as if you were to go out. So it's really hard generally when people are working from home because, you know, we tend to forget our sort of day-to-day practices sometimes, you know. So for me, it's about, I wake up the same time every day. I actually go for a walk in the morning. So the exercise, showering as if, you know, you're going out. So I always tend to get up and get dressed, and that helps me feel really good. I know that, you know, some people don't put makeup on or they don't do their hair. For me, I actually feel really good when I get up, shower, do my hair, get dressed, even like I'm going out, put shoes on, the whole outfit. So that actually helps me to feel like I have part of my own normalcy. So what does it look like for everybody else? Wake up at the same time, shower as if you're going out, dress for the day, even if it's casual or comfortable, eat meals at regular times, breakfasts, coffees, keep a daily schedule for exercise. So mine's as soon as I get up. Some people could do it, you know, after work, before dinner, after dinner, whatever you feel comfortable with. And limit your use of electronic devices or TV. Sometimes that actually interrupts sleep. And go to bed at the same time each night as well. Oops, sorry, my other slide didn't flick. Oh, there we go. So exercising regularly and being healthy as well. So exercise is actually shown, has been known to increase well-being as it reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety as well. So I won't talk too much about that because I know that we've got some speakers that will be talking about exercising as well and health. So a healthy diet is relating to better mental health as well. So you are what you eat, they say. So when you're eating better foods, fruit, vegetables, you know, lean meats and stuff like that, that actually also, you know, helps you to feel clearer as well. And a reduction in alcohol and any other drugs as well. So I know that generally we think, you know, other drugs to be like the illicit substances, but it's actually even like a lot of the painkillers and stuff like that too. So if you can reduce any of those things, it actually does help you. So I know that I had a migraine the past couple of days, and I've taken some really strong tablets, and the next day that actually makes me feel like I've got a hangover. So, you know, it's not just the illicit substances, it's even some of the day-to-day things that we take as well. Oh, and good night's sleep, that's really important too. So another thing that we tend to forget is gratitude. So, you know, we can sometimes get caught up in the negatives of the day-to-day, especially watching the news, and you hear, you know, how many things that are not going right, and you know how long we've been locked down for, and you know how long before we're out of this again. But you know, sometimes we forget that, you know, we actually do have, you know, good things that are happening. We actually have a house that we can stay in while we're being locked down. We have friends and family that we can connect with. We have food, we have neighbors. So, you know, we forget some of those things. So counting your blessings, that's something that's really important. Remembering the positives in your life as well, and trying to keep a gratitude journal. So I know that of a night time before I go to bed, you know, I try and remember 3 things that I've done every day that's been quite positive. So, you know, it could be anything. It might be, you know, that the sun was out today and we had a, you know, beautiful 24-degree day. I think it was 26 actually, my daughter told me, you know, 26-degree day, that we were able to connect on this webinar, that we were able to meet new people, that I was, you know, that I was able to spend some time with my kiddies. So whatever it is, 3 things that, you know, that have happened to you that are actually quite positive. So if you remember those things every day, it actually helps you to, you know, change that state of mind of from the negative to, you know, everything's doom and gloom to, you know, actually I do have some good things that happen to me. And always remember, so I think one of the things that I tend to forget because I'm so busy in my day-to-day is to look at the things around you. You know, we have some really pretty sunsets that we can look at, the clouds. You know, when I was a kid, I used to sit and pay attention to the clouds and make formations and try and pick the different animals and stuff like that. You know, we forget that as an adult. It's those simple things that, you know, that we used to take for granted as a child and have forgotten all about them as adults. But yeah, developing gratitude is really important. So Windom also has some services. So because I'm from a youth service, So I can, I'll advise you a little bit about the services that we have. So one of the main ones that we do is we have youth counselling. So our youth counselling runs from the ages of 12 years old to 26 or 25, I should say. And so I've just popped down the email address for you to access. So we do currently have a little bit of a wait time, but we also are in the process of organising and creating a group program that will be able to work with the young people while they're waiting for the counselling service. And that actually helps young people to develop some strategies on how to cope with mental health and things like that. Now, we also have a program called Tuning Into Teens. Now, Tuning Into Teens is for the parents of young people, and it's basically about helping the parents being able to connect with their young people better, communicate better, and learn how to understand what they're going through and develop their communication skills as well. So both of those programs are run through the youth services. We do have many other programs that the young people can also engage in every day of the week. So if you are wanting any more information, I will leave my details with Vivica, and I can send you some information through. So that's it from me. If there are any questions, please let me know, but I will pass you back over to Vivica. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Josie. It was really insightful. I particularly enjoyed the part about gratitude. It reminds me of a quote by Adam Lindsay Gordon saying, he talks about the froth and bubble of life and how you can always have kindness in another's trouble and courage in your own. So yeah, it just reminded me to think of that sometimes.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to the next speaker. James Robertella is also from Windham City Council. He has over 10 years experience in health, fitness and sport, delivering a variety of face-to-face sessions and planning activity programs with organisations such as the YMCA, Tennis Victoria, the Calder Cannons Football Club, and most recently, of course, Windham City Council. He believes in the power of physical activity to change lives and has a passion to get people active and moving, no matter their experience, skill, or fitness level. Thanks, James.
Thanks for having us, everyone. And look, it's I appreciate you being in attendance today. And look, further to what Josie says, I think I'm going to reiterate the wonderful things that sport can bring to people's lives. And as we're here today, the countdown to sport is back. So we're getting very excited with the easing of COVID restrictions. So that is something that I'm grateful for. And I hope people out there in the Jubilee estate are grateful for that as well. Sport plays a big role in people's or in the community. And it often acts as the binding fabric of our communities. It's what brings us together. And I hope today to be able to shed some light on opportunities that you might be interested in accessing sport or fitness or just physical activity sessions as well. That's something that our department, the Sport and Recreation Department, is really keen on supporting Windham residents to access a variety of physical activity opportunities. What we know is 1 in 4 Windham residents that are active do so through sport. So there is a desire there. But unfortunately, at this present moment, Windham is one of the worst municipalities when it comes to meeting the physical activity guidelines that Australia sets out. So we've got a lot of work to do, but I think with a growing and young, thriving population and providing more opportunities to access physical activity opportunities, we can turn it around. And that's what I'm here today to hopefully direct you to a couple initiatives and options that you might be interested in. So I was asked to talk about how you can go about accessing sport in Windham and in your local area. And you're in a wonderful area out there in the Jubilee estate. It's a growing area and right next to Manor Lakes and the nearby Windham Vale areas. And we've got some wonderful sporting reserves. Manor Lakes Oval, which is titled Howkway Reserve. We've got President's Park. And we've also got a wonderful little tennis facility down in Oak Tree Avenue. And these are just some of the reserves nearby that you can access and utilise for free as a Windham resident. And that's the important, one of the important points I wanted to make today was that sport is, and these facilities are, they need to be accessible for the community, and they are. So if they're free and not being used by other clubs or other users, then they're there for you to utilise. So go out and check those venues. But one of the new initiatives that we've launched this year is called our Active Windom Map. And it's an interactive search tool that allows you to search for different providers. They might be gym and fitness, they might be yoga, or they might be your local cricket club, your local netball club, archery, or any other type of activity. You can search for the Active Windom Map, and hopefully we'll be able to send through some links after this. And search by activity, search by gender, by age, by skill level, and identify the type of activity that you would like to connect with, and it provides you the contact information, so you can get out and get in touch with these providers to understand how you can get involved with them. We've also launched the Active Windham Calendar, and the Active Windham Calendar looks to promote free and low-cost opportunities that are happening right across Windham. Again, these might be sporting sessions, they might be fitness or yoga sessions, they might be online, or hopefully when we get back to face-to-face, outdoor and indoor sessions as well. So that's the tool that you can jump on at any time throughout the year and see what's happening in your local community. You might want to try a new activity, or you might want to see what's going on in and around the Jubilee estate. In terms of accessing our sports clubs, again, I would recommend trying to first use our Active Windom Map to see what's in and around. But if you're looking to utilise or you're looking to connect with these clubs, then we can act as that conduit. So you can contact council, and we can put you in touch directly with the club. You might be passionate about cricket, and I know the Manor Lakes Cricket Club are developing their juniors and looking for more younger players from under 9s to under 11s and under 13s, or even the younger ones. Or you might be a senior player, an adult player, and wanting to have a hit, throw the ball around down there, or it might be a different sport altogether. And that's where the Windom Map can help you, but also contacting council and the sport and recreation team, and we can assist you in directing you or putting you in touch directly with these clubs. On the sports side of things as well, hopefully, we can send you a link to this one, but the state government have recently launched the Active Kids Vouchers. And these are vouchers that are available for eligible families that hold a pension or a healthcare card, and it gives the families $200 for every child that is part of their family that would like to access sport through this voucher scheme. And that can help pay for things like membership, registration fees, equipment, uniform. So I'd recommend checking that out and seeing if you are eligible for that, because it's a wonderful opportunity to kickstart your child's access to sport. Also in Manor Lakes North, there is a brand new reserve that's going to be coming online in the next few years. A master plan has recently been endorsed, which is essentially a plan to say that this is the sports that are going to be in and around the reserve. And it's a wonderful little section of land around Hollyoak Avenue, or Hollyoak Parade, I should say. And it's going to have some cricket facilities, it's going to have some tennis facilities, and also some active recreation facilities as well. A wonderful walking track and open green space that you can utilise. So look out for that in the next few years. These things take time, but as Windham starts to grow, these new reserves are going to be coming online. There's a few other initiatives that I can direct you to as well. We've got Windham Explorer, which is like a scavenger hunt for all our parks across Windham. So if you've got the family and you're keen to explore the parks from a different view, jump on, search for Windham Explorer, and you can go hunting through your parks and see it from a different view. Also got activity cards, which are a basic sort of fitness cards that you can download for every single member of the family, whether they be kids or older adults. And they're just providing you some basic exercises that you can do at home or outdoors in the park. And then definitely go check out our page on all the outdoor fitness equipment that's available and our skate park. So if you enjoy rollerblading, scootering, or jumping on a skateboard, then we've got a wonderful array of skate parks and also outdoor exercise equipment in case you're looking to spice up your next workout. But I might leave it at that. Sport's back. There's plenty of opportunities there. Hopefully there's a few links that get sent through after this, but if you're ever wondering what you can do, when you can do it and how you do it, get in touch with the sport and recreation team at Council and be more than happy to help you.
Fantastic. Thanks, James. What I really liked was the fact that you pointed out that you can contact the council and they can be the conduit between sort of like yourself and the club, because I know that can always be a little bit of a difficult thing to do, is to make that initial reach out. And also when you're busy as well, it's difficult to find the time to do that. So if you can kind of, not farm it off to you, but if you can have someone else help you out with it, that's absolutely terrific. Great that you mentioned cricket. We've got a fantastic summer of cricket come up. I'm going to plug the baseball club for them because that's my personal interest area. So if you're bored during the winter and you can't play any cricket, baseball's your best bet. And that's just up the road too at President's Park, wherever your baseball club, just up there. So very, very lucky, as you said, to have some wonderful parks and places to go around. I think that Parks app, as a bit of a scav hunt to have a look at the parks around Windham is fantastic, because as I may have mentioned to some of the speakers before we started, I've got a particular soft spot for Windham and some of the beautiful parks that you have there. So we'll move on. We'll move on to our next speaker, and this is going to be Eugene Bali. He's been in the fitness industry for his entire life, and I know that because he's been one of my fitness instructors. With a real passion to motivate, yes, he can motivate, and help individuals and groups with improving themselves and overall fitness. He specialises and thrives in instructing group fitness classes, and this is where you'll always find him, and you'll find his smile on his face. He's recently added a string to his bow by becoming a health club manager, which is the next chapter of his fitness career. He's from the Blue Fit Fitness Group, and I'd like to welcome you, Eugene.
Thank you so much. I just really want to touch on just 5 things about going back to exercise. The last lockdown has been a little harsh on a lot of people. So we're just going to go through 5 very quick things to help with your exercise. So basically, the first thing up is modify your expectations. Don't be tempted to jump straight back into where you were before lockdown. We may have lost strength, we may have lost fitness, we might not have access to all the equipment and etc. we need. Also, our exercise stimulus may have changed, so we might have been doing a lot more walking, or for those that were into running and stuff like that. So when you start, just make sure you come back, lower the weights, lower your time, lower the amount of reps. The old adage of walk before you run is very important here. Start to build up again. So that's really just go in there with a realistic expectation that you're not going to be where you were beforehand, but it won't take long for you to get back up to there. The second point, listen to your body. Find that right balance between recovery, exercise, work, family life. There's a lot going on, and it's just a matter of just balancing that so that all aspects work out. I'm going to tell you now that you are going to feel sore after your first workout, and you'll probably feel sore for probably your first couple of workouts. That's fairly normal as the body starts to recover and starts to get used to the stimulus of the exercise again. The only thing I will say is just analyze the pain, and if it is a sharp pain is never good. If there is a sharp pain or you're uncertain about the pain, we do encourage you to go and seek medical advice straight away. Also, it might actually be a really good chance for you to bring something else into your exercise routine. So, for example, yoga or Pilates, or even trying other group fitness classes and such like. And of course, don't forget your stretches and your cool down. So important. Which then leads me on to the third one, practice your aftercare. Rest is so important. It's the one thing that is forgotten about a lot in fitness. Rest allows your muscles and your body to recover between your sessions. Sleep is essential. Don't cut yourself short of sleep. Your hard work will pay better with an additional sleep. Allow your body to become accustomed to the exercise again. It's going to take, as I said before, it's going to take a while for your body to get to realize that, hang on a tick, we are exercising, we're up and going again. So just really look after the aftercare. If you're aware of foam rolling and stuff like that, that's absolutely great as well. And as I said, there are like yoga and all that will help with your aftercare. Number 4 was keep motivated. This is a hard one, especially as we come out of lockdown, and you won't see results straight away, but the results will be starting to occur. So keep records of your weights, your trims, watch your body, and you will see changes develop. As I said, changes will not happen instant. They will take time, but they will happen. Another great way to keep motivated is to find a workout buddy. This is a great way to socialize, to get you, to encourage you to commit to going to exercise to the gym and stuff like that. So we really encourage you to find yourself an exercise buddy and bring them along as well. The last thing that I'm going to discuss is very quickly is just to focus on your health. I know it was mentioned before that your diet is really, really good for your mental health. It's also really important for your physical health. Okay, we need to fuel our bodies, we need to fuel our muscles and our joints for development, well, more our muscles for development and to keep our joints moving. We may have developed some bad eating habits during the lockdown. I will raise my hands. I have. Mine was Tim Tams, but that's neither here or there. So just really stop and have a look at your eating and identify those habits. I'm not saying don't treat yourself, just don't treat yourself all the time. As I said, your body does need the fuel to grow and develop. And look, the medical practitioners, so your doctors, nurses and all that, will be able to get and guide you in the right direction. Alternatively, you can reach out to a dietitian if you are really struggling with that. The final point in regards to focus on your health, and this is quite important with the current situation. If you are sick, don't push yourself. Let your body recover before you start to stress it again. If you try to exercise when you stress, you can actually cause additional injuries. And some of these injuries can be very, very serious. So make sure you recover from your illness before you really get into your exercise, okay? And just finally, look, Bluefit is really excited to welcome the community back into the facility. Also, when the government confirms details, we will be in touch to confirm the reopening of the water park and slides. If you want to reach out, you can contact info@clubjubilee1.com.au. That's it from me. We look forward to seeing you in the centre, and we look forward to getting back into this. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll pass you back now.
Thanks a lot, Eugene. Much appreciated. I didn't really appreciate you reminding me of the fact that I might have experienced pain when I get back into my physical exercise, but I did like the fact that you reminded me to rest, because everyone loves good sleeping, and now I've got an excuse. I can say Eugene told me to, so that's fantastic. I also like the way you tied it back into diet as well. That's something that I think all of us have been probably not looking after as well as we possibly could, and it's always an easy win to do some positive things in that manner as well.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say thank you very much, everyone. I've really got a lot of value out of that. So thank you to everyone that's presented. It's really good with all of these tips and everything. I just wanted to make a couple of comments and ask a question, if that's okay, to a few of the speakers.
Please, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. So, Josie, obviously we've all been in lockdown for some time, and that's obviously been challenging for everyone in a number of ways. I just wanted to know, you obviously talking about the mental health side of things, what your sort of just top tips would be about how we transition. And I suppose also importantly, like with children as well as adults, but what your top tips are around that transition of coming out of COVID and being in those COVID caves for a long time and then just getting back to whatever this new normal is. Just some tips from a mental health point of view about sort of getting back to this new world of whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously it is different for everybody. Everybody's going to experience something different going back into, the COVID normal, whatever that looks like. But some of the things that I could probably recommend is, especially with your children, communicate with them. Don't force them or push them into something that they don't want to do. And just listen to sort of what they've got to say, because their anxiety might be, something that they're experiencing. It could be because of something they've, it might be something that's happening for them at school. It might be, due to a number of different things. So it would be about having a conversation with them and understanding what it is that's actually creating that sort of anxiety for them to return back to school. But just take it slowly with whatever it is. So, understand that we have all been sort of isolated, and we're all, uncertain about what things are looking like, moving forward. So, take it slow. If you can do a few hours one day or a couple of hours another day, don't be expecting yourself to go back into doing everything that you could do before the lockdown, because, a lot of us have experienced some of the anxiety, and it's a lot harder to get back out and communicate with people. So take it slowly is probably one of my, biggest recommendations. But also, if there's things that you can't, work on your own, there's no reason why you can't reach out, whether it be to a friend or to a neighbour, or even to, the mental health services. There's lots of counselling services that you can reach out to and work with them around, what it is that's creating that anxiety for you. But yeah, that would be my recommendation. Take it slow, communication, and, reach out for support.
Thanks, Joyce. Did you have another question? Any other questions?
Yeah, sorry, I'm conscious of everybody that's viewing this evening and not to take up too much time. But another thing I just wanted to say, James, it's been really good to be aware of these services with the active Windom Map and the active Windom calendar, and to not know about the vouchers. So I think just if we can obviously get that communicated to the wider Jubilee community will be fantastic. I'm sure there'll be a lot of families interested, and I know we're desperate to just get out there and have any kind of sport happening. We all know the importance of the connection and the engagement and that true sense of community. So I think if we could get those links sent to us through the Neighbourhood Watch group, and the Jubilee team would be really good, just so that we can get them on. I think the socials, and that awareness is really important. I think we'll have a lot of people probably take that up now that we know about it, because we didn't know. And I think these initiatives that like the council are doing for the wider community is fantastic. So I just wanted to say thank you, just James, to you with what you presented on as well. That was really valuable and really informative. And Eugene, I just wanted to ask, because all the stuff you've covered is important, because obviously we've been in lockdown, we all haven't been able to do anything, but I was just going to say we could maybe talk to the Bluefit team that's at the Jubilee Water Park and maybe get a few sessions with you guys just to sort of educate further about this transition and just for ongoing things as well. So that would be great if we could, sort something with Bluefit there. But that was great, all the stuff you covered as well, and all important stuff.
No worries. I can pass that on, and we can organise something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, thank you, because I'll let a few of the neighbours all know, and you know what it's like, guys. Once you tell a few, everyone will know very quickly. So that would be fantastic. So yeah, as I said, I don't want to keep everyone. I'm conscious of everyone else here this evening. So I just wanted to say it was really good, guys, and really valuable. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for your questions as well. Any other questions from anyone else? Okay. Well, we'll call it a night. Thank you all again for all of your time, and I appreciate it and hope to see you all soon. Good night.